Welcome once again to my YouTube channel, friends and family. I have a question for you today, and the question is simply this: do you have a legacy that you believe that you will be leaving behind when you leave this world? In other words, when you die. If you were to die today, what would you leave behind? And if whatever you leave behind, would it be to close family and friends? Would it be to perhaps a charity if it was a material uh, gift? Or would it be something of more substance that you would leave to the world? But what is your legacy? I'm a firm believer, ladies and gentlemen, that we all come into this world a blank sheet of paper. It is up to us to find out why it is that we are here. I believe that we have purpose. We should all have purpose in being here. We're not just here for no good reason at all. To have consciousness and to be consciously aware of the world in which we find ourselves, as broad and vast as it may seem, there's a lot of things that could possibly be unclear to us about life itself. But fundamentally, we should understand life and what our purpose is. I, for one, would think it would be robbery. It would be unfair to come into this world through my mother's womb, as should you, and find yourself here starting out as a child, growing through childhood, becoming a young adult, and then an older adult, if we live that long, experiencing hardships and pains and suffering, along with some good times, some happiness to a degree. But that's not the case with all people. There are some people who spend the majority of their lives unhappy, sad, embittered. So I don't know where you might be in terms of what I just mentioned. Only you know your life experiences up until this point. But what would you leave behind? I learned something a long time ago, an expression, and I hold dear to this. And it's simply this: what a man does for others, he leaves behind. And what he does for himself, he takes to his grave. Which one are you? When I say man, I'm talking about womb man too. Woman. Are you taking your gifts, your value to your grave with you? That includes your knowledge, your wisdom, your insight. Or are you leaving it for someone else to enjoy it and to benefit, to prosper, to be edified by it upon your departure from this world, this life? Think on these things. It's important. It really is. Because I think it would really be sad to have lived a life of only existence, not truly ever realizing our potential and why it is that we are here on planet Earth. And to close your eyes for the very last time. And for many of us, not knowing if we will ever see life or some form of life ever again. How unfair would that be? So as long as you're living right now, walk circumspectly. This is my admonishment to you. Walk as if today is the very last day of your life, and you and that you have to get everything in order in your life. Tell the people that you've had disagreements with, family, friends, whomever, your neighbor, tell them you're sorry. Make amends. Apologize, no matter how hard it is for you to do. Do your part. That is the most important thing. Do your part. You can't give anyone their flowers once they've moved on. It's too late. So stop assuming that individual is always going to be there, because they're not. So if you are a child today that's estranged from your mom or dad or another family member, and they're still living, go make your peace with them today. If you are a couple, a husband and wife, a brother or sister, and you've been separated from one another because of some, in your mind, irreconcilable differences, make it right today. You have an opportunity right now, because there are many people who did not heed this particular warning, and their loved ones just up and passed away, and it was too late to say I'm sorry. Don't let that be you. Don't be that person. So if you haven't said that you love your child in a while, I don't care if your child had bad behavior, disrespected you to the utmost, called you out of your name, mother and father, and even grandparents and aunts and uncles who may have raised those children to some point. I don't care if they've disrespected you. You need to do your part and tell that child that you love them. And those children, for those of you who have disrespected those elders, your family members, your mothers, your fathers, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, whomever, you need to go and make it right. And you tell mom and dad and all of those other ones that I just mentioned, if it applies to you, tell them that you're sorry and mean it. And tell them, look them dead in the eyes and say, I love you. And I'll do better. I won't do it again. I don't know what came over me. I'm truly sorry. I'm serious. I'm very serious. I say this a lot. We only have one go at this thing that we call life, as we understand it, on this side of the grave. You had better make the very best out of it while you're here. If no one has ever told you these things that I'm saying to you right now, count it as being told now. I'm telling you. Reginald is telling you. Brother Teacher is telling you. You know why? I realize, and I have for many years now, how important life really is. I want to have the least amount of guilt when I leave here, finally. And so anything that I could possibly do to reconcile with whomever that I've done wrong to, I'll do it. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not the next year, not 5 years from now. I'll do it now. So I'm encouraging you to do the same. And while I'm here on YouTube, before I go, I want to say to you, it is my mission in life, my purpose, to offer value to you concerning many subjects. If I have offended you while on this platform, and it has never been my intent to do so to anyone, but if I have offended you unknowingly, I guarantee you it was never intentional. But if I have offended you, I apologize to you now. And I'm sorry. and I love you. Now understand this. I've done my part as it relates to you. All of you that are watching me right now under the sound of my voice, do your part. This is Brother Teacher. You have a safe holiday season, a safe New Year, and tell someone that you haven't told in a long time, I love you. I'm out.